Negotiation over.
Skin Trade stars Dolph Lundgren as New Jersey police detective Nick Cassidy, who has been attempting to nab Serbian crime boss and human trafficker Viktor Dragovic, played by Ron Perlman. After a botched raid that results in the death of Dragovic's son, the Wascally Wabbit decides his best course of action before fleeing the country is to murder Cassidy and his entire immediate family. However, Cassidy survives and tracks Dragovic to Thailand. The U.S. authorities, believing that Cassidy is suffering from a nervous breakdown, sends FBI agent Reed, played by Michael Jai White, to coordinate with Bangkok police detective Tony Vatayakul, played by Tony Jaa, in catching him. The only problem? They're sending a 5'6" Thai man and a 6'1" black man after Dolph fucking Lundgren. 6 feet and 5 inches of smoked Swedish man muscle.
What a fag.
So backstory. Skin Trade was a film Lundgren had written in 2007 after reading an article on human trafficking and feeling it was a subject matter that needed to be addressed. Fast forward to 2014, Taken already did the human trafficking angle, but Lundgren had held on to his story and, after years of rewrites and attempting to find financial backing, settled in the producer's seat with Thai filmmaker Ikechai Ukrontham in the director's seat. This isn't a film that addresses human trafficking in an Oscar-contending manner. It's a plot element in the story of an obscenely tall meat mountain's quest for brutal vengeance. That is the only real problem I have with Skin Trade. Human trafficking is a subject matter that's almost too dark for a straightforward action flick. To his credit, Ukrontham is unflinching when he shows traffickers at work, getting their victims doped up and caged up and fucked up, both figuratively and literally. Despite the weighty subject matter, this is a one-man army action film. You know, the kind Cannon films would be cranking out on a regular basis in the 80s. A lot of people give this movie shit for going that route, but I find it to be appropriate. Action movies in the 80s had a habit of finding somebody who was politically unwelcome in the US and making them as the villain. A has-been dictator in Commando, Iranian jihadists in the Delta Force, Russian mercenaries in Invasion USA, and South Africans in Lethal Weapon 2, just to name a few. Dolph Lundgren simply uses human traffickers as the villains here. The action, while occasionally framed tight and cut quick, is nevertheless relentless. Ukrontham favors clarity for the fight sequences in favor of shaky cam and constant mile-a-minute editing. Instead of fight sequences where the action is assembled in the editing booth, the scenes do their damnedest to showcase the choreography and martial arts skills of Dolph Lundgren, Tony Jaa, and Michael Jai White. There is zero wire work and only the occasional CGI blood to be had. While not as bloody as I personally would like, it's so nice to see actual squib hits instead of the goofy CGI blood spatters present in John Wick and The Expendables. Not much I can really say about the cast. Dolph Lundgren, while clearly not the best actor in the world, is definitely acting better in this than Seagal has in anything he's made in the last 25 years. He's a big, tall action star playing a big, tall action hero, plain and simple. Ron Perlman is excellent as the slimy Dragovic, a man who sees people as objects and only cares about two things: his money and the profits of the lucrative industry he's in. Tony Jaa, in his first American film, is serviceable as Tony Vatayakul. It's clear from the outset that English isn't his best language. Gee, I wonder why they only gave him 2 words to say in Furious 7.
Too slow.
Even if he was a master linguist, he's still a simple cop trying to stop the bad guys. Michael Jai White's Reed is, spoiler alert, that one character movies like this always have, wherein he presents himself as a good guy, but you can just tell he's going to turn out to be a bad guy. Peter Weller plays Cassidy's police captain Costello, and he only exists for about 2 scenes. It ain't gonna win any awards, but it ain't meant to. At a minimum, Skin Trade is a formulaic action movie that is worth checking out at least once. So, give it a rental.